What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ace. Today we're going to be going over a little bit of week one's recap. We're going to be hitting the MVP of the week. We're going to be doing some pick'ems for week two, and we're going to touch on the other regions, just highlighting a couple things. But we'll go into the details here and on America's right now. So let's switch over here. Let's take a look at everything. So this is the standings right now. Lev Crew still chilling on top from stage one. Cloud9 is still up here from stage one. Sentinels got their win. This middle section is still up for grabs. I mean, it's going to be tough with some of the schedules that have to be played. Like Energy is down here, but they got a tough schedule. I think EG has a good shot of moving up into this. This is going to be really interesting. It's going to be really interesting. This Loud team is interesting, but this is going to be tough. 2-4. 2-4 is tough to get back. But all right, let's recap a little bit. So we had a first week here. Let's start with MIBR Lev. Lev take this one 2-0. Overall, MIBR kind of came out hot. They were up 5-1 on Ascent, then just kind of started letting things slip. And then Icebox wasn't even really close, honestly. I mean, here it was what is this? Freaking, they were only at 3, so 3-11. And they got a couple rounds on defense. Then Lev put it away. Aspas is still playing well. I mean, it's not like he dominated this series either. His Ascent wasn't really that great. Yeah, he was almost bottom frag, 11-16. He came back on defense, especially. Like, look at these defensive stats: 16-2 on defense on Icebox. I think this is more on MIBR than Lev. Lev is still playing this Icebox comp with the Harbor. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan, but I mean, it worked out for them on this one. But we'll see what they have. I don't have any faith in MIBR, and I have very little faith in Lev. So we'll see what they can do though. The Sin NRG game was very interesting. Lotus, look at these comps. We got the Deadlock Cypher, which is a sick combo. John QT actually played this really well. His stats don't really show it, but he played this Deadlock very well. They can really facilitate the pace. He was using his walls especially well. We got to see some ults in there. And then NRG came out with a Clove Neon comp with Psalm 1 Clove. They played all right. They had some good ideas, but I think this was one of those things where they just haven't had a ton of time together yet, which just kind of sucks for them because they kind of can't lose anymore. I mean, they have a really tough road. They have G2, Crew, and Cloud9. They're gonna have to win all these games pretty much. If they win 2, I think there's a chance, but they really need to win all 3 to be able to make it in here. But so back to this game. This Lotus game was good. I think Sentinels kind of surprised NRG with this Deadlock comp, and they played it really well. Plus Sentinels just looks on form. Zekin is popping. Over to Sunset. This is where it got a little interesting because Sentinels was up 11-3 in the second half, and then NRG just started going off. You could tell that their attack side was a lot better, and they had worked on that one a lot more, but they looked really good in the second half. And I don't know how this could have been a thing where Lotus just happened to be one of the maps they didn't work on, which would be kind of crazy because Sentinels loves this map. But the Sunset, I think they knew was coming, and so like they definitely had this attack side. They just needed a few more rounds on the defensive side, and then they've actually got a really good Sunset. Victor's playing. I like the way Victor is playing this. He wasn't as great as some of the other Neons we saw in week 1, but he played really well. He definitely played really well on the attacker side. I think I need to see a little bit more on defense. But he was kind of playing the team style Neon where he was creating space really well. He was dying a lot. He had a lot of first deaths. Let's see what his 13 first deaths. 9 of 13 on this. On the map, on the match. And so I think there's hope for this NRG team, but they really have to pull it together and get some big wins. Now I do, so like oops, that's not where I was. That's not where I was trying to go. I do think this is a little bit easier than some people think. I think Crew is going to be their toughest. I think they can take Cloud9, and I think, oh man, this G2 team is really solid. I'll talk about them more in a minute, but I think if NRG comes out and calls better than Valen, if Finesse calls better than Valen, then they will win this game. I think they can pull that together, but we'll see. I did like what I saw, but Sentinels I think is probably the best. I still think they're the best team in the Americas right now. We'll see, but they're on the uptick. We haven't seen Second just played Raze this whole time and was still dominant. I mean, he played great. Celsius had a really good match. The whole team actually played pretty well. John UT was the only one that didn't really do a ton. He played the deadlock well, but it didn't really show up in the stats. So, but I enjoyed this game a lot. This game was fun. Furia 100 Thieves. This game was very interesting. Furia kind of caught 100 Thieves sleeping a little bit on this one. I say that, but it was also very close. 14-12, 16-14 on Icebox and Haven. I think 100 Thieves was kind of coasting. They're also coming back from a Masters event. Furia had time to cook. Khalil had his best game of the year easily. NZR played really, really well. I think overall, like, 100 Thieves just didn't play super great, and they almost won. It's like, yeah, they got 2-0'd, but it's 14-12, 16-14. Like, I still think I'm not really worried about 100 Thieves. They're still in a decent spot. They do need to win. Let's see what they got coming up next. They got Lev, MIBR, EG, and Loud. Like, that's not that bad. I think they I think they beat MIBR and Loud. I think they beat Lev, and I think they lose to EG. I think EG's playing really well. I'll talk about them more in a minute. But I think they're still in a good spot. I think some people are freaking out about 100 Thieves, but I'm not. I'm also not like on the Furia train. We'll see like how they do going forward, but I mean, they have a pretty decent road too. Like, these teams are not the best in the world. I think they lose to EG. If they win the next 3, what does that put them at? Let's see. Yeah, they would have to win. It would be 4 wins. I mean, they kind of have to win every game. I don't think they beat EG, but if they do, they got a shot. mean, who knows? I just don't believe in this team yet. But who knows? We'll see. Let's see. Yeah, I think Furia had some a good game plan, and then they had a couple guys fragging out. I think that was the catalyst that got them over the edge. 100 Thieves didn't play great. Furia played really well. Barely won. So I don't know why everybody's freaking out about this Furia team. Not on board. All right, Loudy G. This game was fun. I like this game. Mainly because I got to see Jawgemo going on the new agents, ISO and Neon. This guy is insane. I mean, holy Jawgemo. They actually played pretty well on Lotus. They had their attacker side was pretty good. What was this? 6-6 going in a half, and then Loud just kind of stomped them on defense. I think they need to look at this. I feel like Lotus. I feel like their attacker. The defender side didn't do great, but I think that's where you need that raise. He was 8-1 in first kills, first deaths. He still played great. I would like to see Jaw back on raise and give up the ISO on this one. Honestly, I'm not like the biggest fan of the ISO. I think it's fine. I think there's certain maps that are really good, but I think they go back to Jaw and raise or Neon. Honestly, I think they should go to Neon. Now that I think about it, because we'll just finish this one up and go to Sunset here. Like, look at this: 8-1, first kills, first death, 22-14. His movement is insane. Like, I have never seen a Neon player with the movement that he has. I think this should be whatever map they can fit this on. I think they should build around this Neon play with Jawgemo. Now, I don't think every map is perfect for it, but I think there's a lot that can be. And with him playing like he is, I still think he's one of the best duelists in the world. I think he was overshadowed by Demon 1 last year. This guy played out of his mind. I went back and watched the last map on Champions last year. We forget his Lotus with the raise. This is the map where he shot someone out of the sky with a rocket. He was just blast backing everywhere, just popping people. If he plays really well, which I think he's just so consistent, and they have a couple guys help him out and they play together as a team. They have good strats from Potter. They play well together. I think this team has a chance to do some stuff here. They are in a good spot. They're 3-3. I don't think their last few games are that hard. Yeah, Furia, Lev, 100 Thieves, it might be alright. I think they have an easy route. This 100 Thieves EG game is gonna be really good. I think they have the other three. I think they can beat them all. But we'll see. So hopefully we can get them into the playoffs and see what they can do. But let's see. And then on map 3 on Icebox, this is a close one. Again, the ISO, it's fine. I don't like the solo ISO as well. Like they did solo ISO here, solo ISO on Lotus, and I just don't think it works that well. I think you put, oh man, I don't know. Jawgemo's Jet is so good. I don't know. You could. I think they just need to liven this comp up a little bit, or figure out some better strats to pull this together. Because I'm not a big fan of the no duelist comp that Loud ran with the Omen. I think there's better options that you can run. Like I like this with like a Deadlock instead, or even like, I don't know. maybe a different smoke like a clove. That would be kind of sick. Tui's on a clove would be sick. Yeah, I think they should change. I think Icebox Loud should change up this comp. Put Tui's on a clove. But Evil Geniuses pulled it together. They made a big run here. Got it to 9-5. Loud pulled it back. They won it in the last couple rounds here. I mean, they were, what was this, 10-10? Won a couple, lost one, won the last one to close it out. I like this EG team. Also, we can't go over Sadak playing Neon, man. This cracked me up. I mean, he's basically just the flex player, and they just don't have a duelist, which is very rare. Usually, that's like your guy. You've got your duelist, and you fill around him. But he looked really good. I actually liked his Neon a lot. The Lotus Neon was really good. Sunset wasn't as great. I mean, they just kind of got diffed on this one, but he was taking space for his team. I thought he did a really good job on Neon. All right, and then let's go to G2 and Cloud9. Last game of the week. G2 wins 2-1. They go 13-11 on Ascent. Cloud9 wins Icebox pretty straightforward, 13-5, and then G2 takes Lotus 13-8. Yeah, on Ascent, the Ascent game was really good. Cloud9 choking things away, man. Yeah, I think G2 looked really good. I think they're let me walk that back a little bit. I think they're very solid. I don't know if they can beat the best teams in the world, which several are in Americas. So I don't know. I think they make playoffs, and I don't know how far they go. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. This Icy Neon wasn't the best. 2-6 first deaths here. I mean, he was 5-8 overall, and he's their duelist. Like, Valen has more first kills to first deaths. Like, I don't know what Icy's got going on over here, but I do think G2 is solid. I think Cloud9 has a choking problem. I mean, look at this. So they were up 8-4, and they won 3 attack side rounds. Icebox was fine. I think this is more. I don't like this G2 comp. We just talked about it with Loud. I don't like the no duelist comp on here. I think it's Icebox is such a fight heavy map that I feel like a duelist, like putting one of your best players on a duelist, like even if you swapped like just for this map, if they want to run something like this, like put Icy on the Sentinel and put Leaf back on like a Jet. Like Leaf was so good on duelist just on this map, because it's just to have the fighting power of this. But that, I mean, they're not gonna do it. But the Lotus again, Cloud9 was up 8-4 at half and did not win a single attack side round. So yeah, their attack side. Oxy had 1 kill on attack, 17 kills on defense, 1 kill on attack. That's a problem. I did think Oxy played pretty good overall. I mean, he's 54 kills over 3 maps. It's not horrible. 15-10 first kill to first death. I do think Cloud9 has to have Oxy pop off to win games against some of the better teams. I don't think honestly, I don't even know how they won so many games in the split one. They're going to make playoffs most likely unless they just absolutely choke. And but I think this is going to be interesting. I wasn't the biggest fan of Reyna on Icebox here, but I mean, it was fine. 14-14. They just, when you have a Reyna, they just have to pop off. I mean, they just have to aim very well. But overall, I'm not super confident in C9 unless Oxy has his pop-off games. Then I think they win because Oxy is one of the best players, definitely one of the best duelists. But G2 is very, very solid, very solid. They can win a lot of these games. All right, so for MVP this week, week 1 MVP, I think it has to go to Jawgemo. Jawgemo had first kills to first death, 21-3. That is insane. He was second in ACS in the week, second in ADR, first in kills, and his neon is sick. I don't think there's really much else to say. I did touch on him a little bit, but I mean, this guy played an amazing game. Let's pull it back up a little bit. Yeah. This plus 18 first kills, first death. I mean, he did die a good amount, but like just watching his neon on Sunset was so much fun. This is the map that is giving everybody hope for Ichi and Jawgemo. I do think they lean into this. I think after this gameplay, I think they just had like I would have loved to see the neon on Icebox or the Jet, but I do think I think they lean into this neon cop and we see it a lot more. Very excited, very, very, very excited. All right, let's go into pick'ems. Pick'ems for week 2. Pick'ems for week 2. Hold on, let me log in so I can actually save these. All right. Let's pull this back up. Pick'ems for week 2. All right, we got EG Furia. So let's touch on week 1. So I don't have it listed here, but I'll double check in a second. But I'm pretty sure. So I had MIBR over Lev. That didn't happen. Lost that one. I did have Sentinels over NRG. I had 100 Thieves over Furia. Furia surprised. Lost that one. I think I had EG. Yeah, I had EG here over Loud. And then I had G2 over Cloud. Yep. So only lost. I was 3-2 week 1. Not too bad. Not too bad. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do all of the regions besides China. I just haven't watched any China. I've been watching a little bit of EMEA, a little bit of Pacific. I feel like I can make picks on those, but yeah, I don't even want to try to do China. All right, EG Furia. I think EG has this one. I'm gonna kind of fly through these because I think I'm pretty confident in these. Sentinels crew. Oh man, I say that and then this game comes up. I want to come back to this one. I'm gonna come back to this one. This one's tough. Loud MIBR. I don't think MIBR wins another game. So Loud. Lev 100 Thieves. I think 100 Thieves bounces back. NRG G2. I think NRG can take this one. I think Finesse can outcall Valen. And I think that's what they need to win this one. And I think that gives them the shot. Sin Cloud9. I think Sentinels is too good for Cloud9. EG Lev. I think EG takes it over Lev. I'm not very excited about Lev and what they're doing. Loud Furia. I don't know. I kind of want to take Furia. I know I said I'm not super hyped about him, but I'm not super hyped about Loud either. So I think this is one of the games that they could take. Let's do it. Let's take Furia here. MIBR 100 Thieves. Yeah, MIBR doesn't win another game. That's my prediction. NRG Crew. Let's take both of these crew games. I don't know what to think about crew yet. I really wish they had played week 1. This is so tough. This is tough. I think I could see crew being fired up. Evidently Kesnet is fired up right now. He's also the #1 ranked player right now. So he's been just taking out his anger about losing in playoffs to all the ranked Radiant players in Americas. Oh man, I think they beat NRG. I don't like to say it. I really want NRG to do well, but I think Crew takes that one. How much do I believe in Sentinels? I think I believe in Sentinels a lot. I think this is the one I'm most nervous about. I think Crew, if they come in popping, I mean, when they were playing really, really well, it was one of the bests. So we'll see, but I'm going to rock with that. Submit those. All right, let's go to EMEA. Pick'ems for, what are we, week 3 now? Yeah, all these are gonna happen. Heretics, Giant X, definitely Heretics. Foot, Gentlemates, I take Foot. Navi, Koi, I think Navi keeps losing. Koi won a game this week, that's good. They beat Giant X. Team Liquid, Carmine Corp, I think Carmine Corp take this one. I'm not liking what Team Liquid's putting out there. BBL, Vitality, I think BBL takes this one. Keeps them alive. Vitality is looking fine, but then Heretics take Joel makes here. Let's see, and then Pacific. Let's see, Talon, RQ. I think this is gonna be. Oh wait, no, this game already happened. What week are we on here? What week are we on? We're on. You know what? I'm not even gonna do this. I'll do these next week. They already started this week. I don't want to make picks there. Okay. So those are my pick'ems there. I'm excited about this this America's week. I'm excited for the Sentinels Crew game. 1100 Thieves should be pretty good. G2 NRG Sentinels Cloud9 should be okay unless Sentinels just roll them. NRG Crew, yeah, I'm excited for this week. Super week, very excited. All right, let's do a little just overview of kind of what's going on in the other regions. So we got in Pacific, the top teams are pretty much locking in here. PRX, DRX is not looking great, but they won so many games in the first half that I think they're going to be all right. Talon and Secrets on a banger right now. Same with RRQ. They're on a roll. They're kind of locking themselves in. I don't think any of these teams make it. Global's 3-5, but I don't think they're good enough. Shinji is just chilling down here at 4-3. I think that's so funny. But yeah, this is kind of locked. PRX beat DRX this week. Zeta is dying slowly. They're losing everything. And RRQ actually looks really, really good. So I'm excited for I like it. I like to see some of the lower tier teams that we think about and see them kind of pop off a little bit. So Talon, Team Secret, RRQ, go get them, guys. All right, on the EMEA side, the middle of the pack still is pretty close. It's gonna be interesting. I could see Navi dropping out just because of the way they're playing. I could see Vitality dropping out. I think BBL will keep playing well. They'll jump up. I don't think any of these teams have a chance to make a run. So I think it's going to be... I think Carmine Corp is going to make it. What is their schedule? Oops. Yeah, Liquid and Vitality. Like, I think they can pull those out and get 6 wins. I think they just lost to Fnatic and 2-0, so but I think Fnatic's just kind of popping right now. It's kind of sick. Everybody was kind of doubting them when Leo had to take a break, but Hero's looking fantastic. I mean, he played super, super well. But and they've actually got some new comps and stuff, which I like. I think they needed to switch it up a little bit. I think Hero coming in, I think the new comps coming in have helped Fnatic kind of give a little juice getting going. But I think out of these teams, I actually think Navi's going to drop out. I think it'll be BBL, Vitality, Carmine Corp, Heretics, Fnatic, and Foot. Let's talk about Heretics for 2 seconds. The Heretics, maybe the best team in the world. Like, have we been watching these games? They have one game that's close. A Sunset game versus Foot, where they were dominating, I believe. Oh, 6-6. I lied. Yeah, they went up 8-10. They just came through. Yeah, I think this game, Foot, actually, I watched this one. Foot played really, really well on this Sunset. I think Heretic Sunset is too good, but Foot had a lot of plans to counter them. But Heretics, I mean, overall, I mean, they crushed them there on Split. But I mean, let's see what anything interesting in these stats. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Whatever. But I mean, Woot's playing so well. He's such a beast. This team is stacked. I mean, Boo's probably their worst player, but he's IGL and he's also very good. So it's very fun. This team is fun to watch. They got good vibes. They're playing really well. And they got a couple, I mean, Woot and Mini Boo combo with Rians and Benzie Fishy kind of supporting. It seems tough. They're on a roll. So we'll see. Well, that's gonna be it for the week 2 overview of Americas, and kind of touching on a few other things. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure to check out, I do live streams a couple days a week, playing Duelist right now, trying to get out of gold, and then we're watching some games, and I'll be back next week. Y'all have a good one.